Hey everyone, it's Angela from the Chaotic Life of a Planner. Welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be laying out my October budget pages. I do have here in front of me my Erin Condren Deluxe Monthly. This is the neutral version. I do have mine in a binder, and I will go ahead and put a little card above with the video where I showed you guys how and why I uncoiled my Deluxe Monthly and added it to a binder. But for now, we're going to get right to it. So I'm not going to show you my September budget pages. If you guys are interested in seeing how I laid those out, then I will give you a link above in the little cards to show those pages to you. You can just watch those videos, browse through them quickly if you want to see. I'm going to be using my Caffeinated Cait printables. I think this is like the second month that she's offered her budget stickers as a printable. She does have two Etsy shops. One is for the actual stickers that you can have mailed to you, and then the other one is if you want to print them yourself. So I have, I think it took 5 pages of sticker paper. Right now I've just been using like whatever I can get here in my little tiny town. So I've just got these Avery shipping labels. They're 8.5 by 11. I am hoping to order some other labels. If you guys have good luck with printing your stickers at home, then please do let me know in the comment section down below what kind of sticker paper you like to use. So here's my budget page with all of the budget stickers. Then I have my bill trackers. She does give you 2 bill due sticker options. I used to use these, but then once she came out with these above, I like them a lot better. I do wish that you could have the option to just print just these or just these, to not do both of them. And I may have to play around with it a little bit because I wonder if I could actually just delete these so I don't waste the printer ink and whatnot. But then I also have my paycheck budgets, which I just realized I have 3. So I'm going to have to print some more of this because I need to actually have 4 paycheck budgets this time. And then I have sinking funds, weekly check-ins, transaction log, debt tracker, debt snowball, spending tracker, and savings tracker. So we're not going to do all of that in today's video. I kind of have it broken down into 2 budget videos, so we're just going to do a few things into this video today. Otherwise, you guys would be here for like an hour and a half, and nobody has time for that. All right, so let's get to it, you guys. I am so excited for a new month. I will tell you that there were some good things about September and some bad things. One of the bad things being that I did no weekly check-ins. So I have got, I'm trying to figure out where I want to put this sticker here. I've got to get better about the weekly check-ins. I feel like a broken record when I say that, but I have really just got to make myself do it. So it's a new month. New beginnings, new opportunities. So we'll see how this month goes. All right, so I'm going to start with income. So you guys know that I don't share all of our real numbers here. There are some things that my husband prefers me to keep private, so I do try and do that. So I'm going to zoom you guys in a little. Okay, so for income, we have retirement. My husband is retired military, and he does draw a small retirement. This is his regular job, and then variable income. We don't have a ton of variable income right now. Like I don't make anything on my YouTube channel or anything. I'm not quite monetized. I was hoping to get there by the end of this year, but we'll see. I think it's going to take a little bit longer. But I do sometimes sells things on Facebook Marketplace. Sometimes the kids will pay us for something. What else? Oh, well, I actually probably am going to have to work at my job. It's been almost a year actually. I left my job in November. This isn't going to be exactly straight, but I'm just going to go with it. So, and I'm kind of just PRN status right now. Like, I say that very loosely because I don't think I worked since sometime in the winter. But I'm probably going to be filling in for the office manager a few days towards the end of October. So I will have a little bit of income there. You can totally see that my lines were not straight, but I am not going to let it bother me, you guys. I'm just going to go with it. And if you've been around my channel for any length of time, you know that is not easy. And I'm just actually noticing that those income stickers go all the way to the end of the page. And the last time I bought actual stickers from Caffeinated Cait, not the printables, the ones where she sends them to you, it did not go all the way to the end. So that is interesting. The next thing I'm going to do is my fixed expenses. This is different too because this just has this, well, so I guess you can choose either to just call it expenses or you can do your fixed and your variable. So I don't remember that last month, but that doesn't mean anything. It could just be that I just didn't notice. So, okay, there we have fixed expenses. I'm going to count and see how many I need. Okay, so how I differentiate between fixed expenses and variable expenses is, let me count my lines, is if my husband were to lose his job tomorrow, these fixed expenses would have to get paid. Things like our mortgage, my car payment would have to get paid, our credit cards, the electric bill, heating, fuel, all of those things. I know that not everybody differentiates between the two the same way, but that is how I do it. The bills that I have listed for variable expenses, some of them don't change every month, but a good portion of them do. However, if my husband were to come home tomorrow and say, oh, I'm home for good, I lost my job, then those are the expenses that I would start calling because I would need to cut them from our budget or at least try and minimize them as much as possible. So that's how I do it. And, it's totally okay if you decide that that's not how you're going to distinguish between the two. It's fine. I've said this, 100 times, and I'll probably say it several times in this video here. You have to make your budget work for you. However you decide you're going to do it has to be a way that you can actually stick to it. Otherwise, it's not really a budget. I just realized I forgot to put this October budget sticker right here. And then you can probably hear my golden doodle trying to get ice from the refrigerator. So I'm going to have to go upstairs and put a stool in front of it so she can't get to it. So I don't actually know how many variable expenses I'm going to need this time. I counted, but I do have one less fixed expense than normal. But I think that this will be fine. And if I start listing them and decide that I need one more, I can always just take the bottom washi off that says total and move it down. It'll be just fine. All right. So she's not actually getting ice cubes, I can tell. I try and make sure that we're careful about leaving the fridge on ice rather than water, because I just heard her kind of like coughing up there, which she only does when she is getting water from the fridge. So I will have a nice little mess when I go up there. So I will be right back. All right, and then the only other thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this thin washi right here just to kind of close out that page. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start filling in some of our expenses here. So we'll do the mortgage, my car. I'm not going to do all of them because for the most part, you guys know what your bills are, and it doesn't really matter to you what my bills are. I do put any of our charitable giving and variable expenses as well. Okay, so that's good. So there is my budget page. I'll zoom you out so you can see the whole thing. The fall leaves are so fun. All right, the next thing we're going to do, and I'm going to have my binder over here for this because I will be looking at the previous month for some of these dates. So I will put my October budget page right here. And then we'll do these in another video. So now I am in my October monthly view. So I usually order like one of her monthly kits that has the thick washi and all that, but I didn't this time. And I didn't actually see it as a printable option. So I don't know if she just hasn't quite gotten to that yet or what. So I'm not going to do anything, like no thick washi up here. The only thing I may do is, let's see how this would work. I can print some more of these if I need to. Let's see. I'll see if I put that there, it's going to cover up. So we're not going to do that. We'll just stick that back over here. Okay, so I'll show you what I mean by like an actual monthly kit. Like this was September, so it had the thick washi, and I don't usually use the date covers anyways. I quit doing that like several months ago. So what I'm going to do now, oh my goodness, I'm a hot mess today. I just am dropping things and running into things. What I'm going to do now is start laying out my bills that we have due. So I know I have to pay billet, which you might not know what billet is, but my son plays hockey just outside of Chicago, and he stays with a billet family. So we pay them $400 a month. I need to pay tuition for the school that my daughter goes to. She takes math class in a private school in town. That's due on the 1st. So some of these, I'll try and see if I can get my camera to focus, say auto pay right here. And then some of them just have the little check marks, so you can check them off. And then if you chose to use these, they take up 2 spaces, so you have a little bit more room to write. I did enjoy the extra space that I had in those, but I like the fact that these don't take up as much room. We are very like front loaded, like most of our bills are due like right here in these first couple of days. We've talked about maybe changing some things around, and we may. It would make it a lot easier on our wallets if we did that. But we will see. We're supposed to have a budget meeting tonight, so we'll probably talk about that. So I just labeled this one as credit cards because we have like 3 credit card bills that all come out on the, actually, I labeled that wrong. I'm sorry. That's an auto pay. We have like 3 credit cards that come out all on the same day. So I just label it as credit cards in my bill due stickers, but I do list them individually in my paycheck budgets and also in my monthly budget view. All right, so there's those. I'm not going to mark all of them because, like I said, you guys don't really care for the most part about what all my bills are. You just might want to see how we do them. So I have heating fuel. We are on the budget plan for heating fuel. Last year we paid $315 a month, and this year we just had them reevaluate it and it went down to $277. So I was happy about that. I'm always happy when a bill goes down. So there's heating fuel, and then I would have to pay orthodontist. I need to look and see, but I'm thinking we only have like 3 payments left. I'll have to see. So there's ortho, and then I will actually have another hockey payment due. And that last day of the month. Okay, so that's basically how I would do this. It's not rocket science. It's just really good to get a big picture view of where all your money's going. And honestly, that was something that was good for my husband and I to see too, is to see that almost all of our bills are due. You can see in my September one, like almost all of our bills are due like right here. All of these color stickers are groceries. I do anything that basically is a bill or my debit card gets swiped, gets tracked here. So that's that. I'm not going to go ahead and add in any more of those right this second. Oh, I should mark paydays. That would probably be a good idea. So we have a payday here, which I know it's in September, but it actually is our payday that's on the 1st. And then we have a payday here. It's not technically a payday, but it is a payday. So what it is once a year, if you are a resident of Alaska, there's a bunch of rules, but basically you have to have been a resident for a certain period of time, yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to go into all the rules right now. You get a certain amount of money from the state, and it's kind of like oil rights. Like there's a whole formula, and there's actually a whole huge controversy. I don't even remember how long people have been getting it. It's called the Permanent Fund Dividend, or PFD for short. But many, many, many years people have been getting PFDs, and I think this is the 3rd year. Not our current governor, but our previous governor, Governor Walker, we actually voted, like people voted on it. It was like a terrible, like the legislators said no, and Governor Walker vetoed that and said, I am capping the amount of the PFD and going to use that money to balance the budget, which in my opinion should not have happened. That's not what the PFD was for, and there is a way to go about doing that, and the way that Governor Walker did it. But of course, now that the government has touched that money, you know, we're probably likely never going to get a full PFD again. So the full PFD this year would have been about $3,000 per person in your home. And this year's PFD is $1,600, which I'm super thankful for. $1,600. I'd definitely rather have that than nothing, but it kind of stings a little bit when you're like, man, the PFD should have been $3,000. But anyways, that's a whole political argument that I'm not here to discuss or anything. I am thankful for what we're getting. So we get that on Wednesday, and then Thursday's is regular payday. The 17th is regular payday, and the 31st will be this payday again, which will be for November, as well as payday from my husband's full-time job. And then I likely will have a payday like somewhere's in here because I'm probably going to be working these days and these days. So that's that. I'm not going to go ahead and fill out anything else here for right now because, you know, it's just something that's individual to everybody. So if I sit here and list out every single one of my bills, it doesn't really help you very much, to be quite honest, because my bills are not your bills, if that makes sense. So let's see what else I'm going to do. I did actually make a list. Okay, weekly check-in. Actually, let's do paycheck budgets. So I am going to just probably do 2 paycheck budgets for right now. I'm going to go ahead and lay out my thick washi. I'd be interested in knowing how you guys budget. Do you do paycheck budgets or do you budget monthly? How do you do it? It really was kind of a game changer for us once we started doing paycheck budgets. It kind of gave us like a clearer picture of where our money was going. And really, I mean, it has enabled us to make sure that we have enough money to make it through the month too. Whereas sometimes when we were just paying our bills monthly, like we didn't know which paycheck we were going to pay them with, or, you know, what have you. It just was really difficult for us to be on the same page with each other as well. So paycheck budgets has been great. So this one will be for retirement. I'm still going to go ahead and put variable down. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because, like, I know, well, that actually might not happen until Wednesdays. Like, we bought a tire rim for one of our kids, and they're supposed to pay us back this week. Whoops, actually, that's not what I need to do. I need to do total. There we go. So I always put a spot for variable, even if I'm not expecting to have any variable income, just because you just never know. You just never know what's going to happen. I don't know why I cannot get this straight, but that's okay. Okay, so there is that. And then I'm going to draw my lines in just a few minutes. And then I'm going to go ahead and put expenses right here. And then I will put down the total. I'm just going to stick it right here, but I'm not quite sure which bills we're going to have to pay from this paycheck yet. So let me explain to you how I do a paycheck budget. So I'm going to go back and look at my monthly view. And like, I know that we're getting paid this day, and then I'm not actually going to count this for regular bills because we're going to do some other stuff with this. And then this will be a bill paycheck. So all my bills that are between here and here, and I told you guys that we're very front loaded. We have a lot of bills due. A lot of our bills are due now. So all of the bills that are between here and here are going to go on paycheck 1 budget. Then what I'm going to do for Paycheck 2 budget is all the bills that are between here and here. So whatever bills I have listed are going to go on Paycheck 2 budget, which I can actually lay out right now. And then I'm going to do the same for Paycheck, 3 budget or 4 budget, whatever it happens to be. And then after I've done all of my expenses, like all of my bills, that's when I say, okay, I have, I'll just say $1,000 left after I pay my bills. I know that I'm going to need $400 for groceries to get me till the next payday, or, whatever your weekly grocery budget is. For us, it's pretty much been about $200 a week. It probably could change a little bit if I needed it to, especially now that I only am feeding 3 of us, except for when my husband is home, then it goes up to 4. But, when my teenager left to play hockey and my oldest daughter went back to college pretty much at the same time. So our grocery budget has fluctuated a little bit. But it's okay. I'm still keeping it at about $200 a week for right now, just to see how that does us. And then if we think we need to lower it, we totally can do that, later. I'm going to put this total up here because I know we're not going to have as many bills here. And I will definitely move this total sticker, and I will also draw my lines after I have these all filled out. So this would be Paycheck 3. You guys get the idea of how this is working. So my husband actually has a different way that he tracks bills, but we both do it because he works, he works out of town. So he tracks which bills we're paying his way. I track them my way. We talk about it. We figure out what's going to happen, what bills we're going to pay with each paycheck. We figure out what we're going to do with all the extra money, if there is any, and then we go from there. And then we also kind of do okay, this is what we said the plan was. This is actually what happened. We make sure, that everything gotten taken care of. We kind of do that at the end of the month to close out our budget. So that's how we do it. He uses like a spreadsheet, and I think his way is really confusing. He thinks my way is really confusing. So we just do our own way, and it works for us. I think that we've had not very many money fights since we started doing this, which I'm not going to lie to you. We've had money fights for, we've been married almost 25 years. We've had probably hundreds of money fights. So the fact that this is how we're doing it and it's working for us, we're just going to keep doing it. So I'm going to leave this for Paycheck 4 because, let's see, this will be a regular paycheck. This will be the PFD paycheck that I was telling you about. And then this will be a regular paycheck, and then this would be a regular paycheck, but I have to print some more stickers. So I'm going to flip the page there, and then we're going to do weekly check-in, which you guys know I'm terrible about. So you're probably laughing. Yeah, right. You're really going to do a weekly check-in. One of these days, you guys, one of these days, I'm going to do it every week in the month. Maybe this will be my month. We'll have to see. What do you guys think about weekly check-ins? I think they're important. I just don't do them, and I need to. I definitely need to do them, so I'm going to be better about them eventually. All right, so there's my weekly check-in, and then this is just the week, the category, the budget, the spent, and how much you have left. I am going to look at my calendar. So I'll probably do a weekly check-in, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that would be I'm not sure. I'll figure out my dates later. But I'm gonna put 4 weeks worth, I think. I want to check my weekly check-in page to see how many. Okay, you guys are gonna laugh. Told ya, didn't do it at all. Okay, 6. I'm gonna track 6 categories. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Could definitely track 5 weeks if I needed to. I would just have to print another one of these. Oh, actually 1, 2, 3. Maybe it does have enough to do 5 weeks. Let's see. Yeah, so I could totally do 5 weeks if I needed to because it has enough. So let's go ahead and just put this one over here just in case I decide that I'm going to need that 5th week. I think that'll be fine. And then my little page flags right here. I'll turn this a little bit. So Caffeinated Cait has 2 different options for your budget kit. She does, like this time she did like a fall floral one, and then she did a fall leaves, which obviously I got the fall leaves, but I definitely like having options. I totally thought I was going to go with the leaves, and then I ended up changing my mind at the last minute. Or no, I'm sorry. I thought I was going to go with the floral, and then I ended up changing my mind at the last minute and going with the leaves. All right, so let's add the lines. Not perfect, but it's okay. I love this Erin Condren ruler. So the next thing I'm going to do is, where's my 4? There's weekly check-in. I think I'm going to do my transaction log, but I'm just going to leave this part blank for right now. I may end up going in to add something later. So this right here is exactly why I decided that I wanted to move my deluxe monthly to a binder. Is I just did not have enough pages. Because when you get the deluxe monthly, you get your page in front right here, and you get your monthly view, and then you get these and these, and then technically this page would be for the next month. So it just wasn't working for me. I was having to put a bunch of stuff in the back. So what I ended up doing was just ordering a deluxe monthly with a bunch of extra notes pages in it. And then I can just move those notes pages to whatever month that I'm working on. And it actually really works out well for me. Okay, so the next thing is going to be spending tracker, which is over here. So here's the spending tracker, and then this will be really easy. I'll just tilt that to the side a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. There's that. Here is the date, the description, category, method, which I don't actually use the method, and then the amount, because we don't use credit cards. So like it's, you know, I guess I could write if it's like debit card or cash, but that's not really, it doesn't matter to me. And then we'll add this one down here. I don't usually go over. So all I track here are like unbudgeted. I do write it on my monthly view. I'll put unbudgeted, but I like to actually write over here what it is because I like to know. Like, okay, what was it that I bought that was unbudgeted? Because unbudgeted has a negative connotation to it, but just because you had an unbudgeted expense doesn't mean that it was like a frivolous spending or something that you shouldn't have purchased or, you know, whatever. I mean, sometimes unbudgeted things are necessary. Like, I can't think of anything right this very second that I've spent on unbudgeted. Like if you go through the McDonald's drive-through and swipe your debit card and you didn't have any more money left in the eating out category, well, that's going to be an unbudgeted item that is frivolous. But let's see. Let's say you have to go to the post office to mail something and you forgot to budget for it. Well, that's not necessarily a frivolous purchase. It's just something that, you know, had to happen, so you took care of it. So I like to have a detailed list over here of unbudgeted money. And I also usually will track like my spending money over here, or if Mike has spending money, you know, that type of thing, just to keep track of it. So one thing that I don't see, and I'm going to have to go back on to Kate's Etsy site, is like a page for cash envelopes. Like there is this little itty bitty cash envelope sticker right here, but I would really like to have kind of like a big cash envelope sticker like that. So maybe I just missed it. I'm not sure. So anyways, I will have links to everything that I used in this budget video today down below in the description box. If you have any questions at all, please do ask away and I will answer them if I'm able to. I also have like affiliate links for my Erin Condren products. They don't cost you anything extra. They just give me a little bit of a commission that helps support my channel. So I really do appreciate that. And then I also have a coupon code listed down below for you to use at Caffeinated Cait's Etsy shop. That is not the printable one. So it's the other one. And I think it's like 15% or something like that. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.